Sup, peeps? I'm awakening right now. Link's Awakening, the video game. Link's Awakening for the Game Boy. I'm awakening. Sup, peeps?
Released on the original Game Boy back in ye olde 1993, Link's Awakening was the fourth game in the Zelda franchise. It has since received multiple new versions on both the Game Boy Color with Link's Awakening DX and the Nintendo Switch with a full-on remake. Safe to say, people love this game since Nintendo made it 3 times, but with that, most people forget or neglect to talk about the original Game Boy version. So, today, I want to look back at the first portable Zelda game, The Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening. And if you're new here, hi, I'm Barty. If you like this video, you should subscribe. I'm trying to make it to 500 subscribers by the end of 2026, and I'd appreciate it. Thank you.
They're fucking dead.
Now, booting up the game, we are greeted with this just beautiful intro. The first intro cutscene in any of these games, like proper intro cutscene, not just like a wall of text. And even going forward, Zelda games tend to have either really long opening cutscenes, like Ocarina of Times, which is just really long, but that's a discussion for the upcoming Ocarina of Time video in like 3 years. I mean, it's taking me 2 to cover 4 games. Anyways, the cutscene is short, sweet, and to the point. Link's on a boat is in the storm, lightning strikes Link's boat, and then bam, he's on a strange island, and is found by a young woman named Marin. That's it. That's the setup. Play the game. There are some small things explained in the game's manual and both Hyrule Historia and Encyclopedia, which I have here. After defeating Ganon, Link sets out to distant lands in order to train, but while on his way back from training, he finds himself in the middle of a storm. Lightning strikes his boat and he is flung overboard, where he washes up on the shores of Koholint Island. That's right. This version of Link is the same one from A Link to the Past. Actually playing the game, we are flung into standard Zelda stuff. Link's Awakening feels a lot like A Link to the Past, just smaller. While both games take around the same time to beat 100%, Link's Awakening arguably uses its smaller scope to its advantage. Almost every screen, character, location is all used to near perfection. The only side characters I remember from A Link to the Past is Sahasrahla and that kid who dies. In Link's Awakening, there are so many colorful characters like Old Man Ulura, Terran, Crazy Tracy, Mayor Bear Guy, Bow Wow Chow Chow, who I'm pretty sure eats people, the owl Mr. Cuke, the dad who you talk to who says he'll get lost later in the game and then winds up lost later in the game. All of them ooze charm, and that's not even to mention Marin herself, who will be getting a full section later in this video. Everything I'm about to talk about was squeezed into the limited capacity the Game Boy has. This game was made on a cartridge that could store from around 32 kilobytes to 4 megabytes. A photo of the game's box art that I downloaded to my computer is 39.2 kilobytes, potentially bigger than the actual game. I can't find anything online about the game's actual size, but at most, 4 megabytes is crazy. Link's Awakening is a full-fledged sequel to an SNES game, and it's being played on this. To make it even more crazy, it actually looks really good. Even without color, I prefer this game's art style to A Link to the Past. Every design is so minimal but recognizable. Look at this thing. Link is 187 pixels. 187! The team was able to get all of his iconic elements to show in black and white with 187 pixels. The hat, his elf ears, the eyes, and by cutting down on extraneous details you aren't going to notice like his mouth or nose, we get a really simple yet effective design. Link to the Past Link is also almost perfect in this regard too, but I personally think this design looks better. Especially in color, which I will have a lot to say about in my Link's Awakening DX video. All that is to say, This game is impressive, especially when played on actual hardware. It's one of the few games the Game Boy Color is programmed to inject color into, as seen here. It's limited to only one color, since it's the console itself putting color into the game and not the game itself, but it's cool nonetheless. Now, if only we could see the game. From a gameplay standpoint too, this game is really impressive. It's a standard Zelda game that features everything from the hookshot, shovel, bow, flute, etc., and they all function the same here as they do in A Link to the Past, except the boomerang. In previous games, the boomerang only stunned enemies, but they made it busted here and I love it. Wachow! Wakaboom! Shibidibidididida! The biggest drawback this game has for me is that I don't really love playing it. While all of the gameplay improvements that A Link to the Past made to the series are here and they feel the same, I just like Link to the Past more. I think it's probably a worse game with more issues, but I just have more fun playing it. There's less slowdown, it controls better, and I don't know, I just personally like it more. Link's Awakening is not a bad game, by far. I have just spent the last, 5 or so minutes singing its praises, and I will continue to do so for at least the next, 10 or so?
Haha, this fool thought this video would only be 15 minutes long. Oh, how times have changed. Oh ho 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 ho.
But this was hard for me to get through. I like talking about it more than I actually like watching the movies or shows. Link's Awakening is fantastic. But man, I just don't enjoy playing this game. That's why this video took me almost 2 years to make. I don't really have much else to say about this game from a gameplay perspective. It's Zelda. A Link to the Past basically perfected the 2D Zelda experience, and from now on until the DS games, the Tingle games, and Echoes of Wisdom, each one is going to follow that formula to various degrees of success. But yeah, if you've played A Link to the Past, you've played this game too, from a gameplay standpoint. But there's a lot that differentiates the two in the level design, which I'm going to talk about next. Gaholen Island, other than the kooky characters, feels a lot like Hyrule, just smaller. Weird forest, mountains, rivers, deserts, it's all very Hyrule, just smaller. One problem I think A Link to the Past has is how empty Hyrule feels. Other than the heart pieces you upgrade scattered around in the minigames, there really isn't all that much to do rather than fight, and a large part of that game is just walking to various places. And I'd say the same about Link's Awakening, but with the one addition of the secret seashells, it adds another thing to passively or actively look for throughout this game. Plus things like the trading side quest, another Zelda staple that began here in Link's Awakening. Just now, while I was recording this, I actually remembered that Link's Awakening and A Link to the Past have the same sized map. But A Link to the Past has the Dark World, effectively doubling that game's size. So in essence, Link's Awakening is a similar length and only half the size of A Link to the Past. The focus on one big area to explore really paying off. Again, I found this game's locations much more memorable than A Link to the Past, and I think the game is designed really well. That also translates over to the dungeons. Dungeons. Well, it looks like it's time for...
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to North America's favorite game show, Talk Show Show.
Rate that dungeon! Hello everyone and welcome back to everybody's favorite game show, talk show, Rate That Dungeon, the show where we rate dungeons. Today, we'll be using our patented scale of blank out of 10 Queen Luigi chess pieces from the Mario chess set. And we will be talking about Link's Awakening, everybody's favorite Zelda game. We have 8 dungeons to cover today, so without further ado, let's go! First up, level 1, Tail Cave. Our dungeon item is the Rock Spreader, allowing us to jump. The mini-boss is the Spike Roller, because we jump over the Spike Rollers. It makes sense. And our boss is... Moldorm. The Moldorm fight in this dungeon is really easy, and so is the rest of it. But in a good way. It's the first dungeon is supposed to be easy. 8 out of 10. Second, we have level 2. No shit, really? Who the fuck wrote this? Anyways, level 2 is the Bottle Grotto. The item in this dungeon is the Power Bracelet, allowing us to lift heavy objects like bottles and rocks. Honestly, lame item. I mean, Link was perfectly capable of lifting rocks in Link to the Past. So, you know, it's kind of weird that he can't do that now. I think he needs to, like, hit the gym. The nightmare is the genie. You throw his bottle against the wall, and then some stuff happens, and then he dies. 6 out of 10. The best part is taking Bow Wow the chain shot through the swamp, and he eats all the bad guys. Next is Key Cavern. Lots of keys in this one, as the name implies. Lots of keys, lots of doors, 4 keys. The mini-boss in this dungeon is the Dodongo snakes, I think, is what it is. I know I didn't write it down. It says research in the script. I forgot the research. The item is the Pegasus boots, which allow you to go allowing us to break stuff and move really, really, really fast. Genuinely goated item. The boss is the slime guy, where you poke him in the eye and then you cut him in half with the Pegasus boots. 9 out of 10 dungeon. After that, we have the Angler Tunnel, the water dungeon for this game. And I think it's really fun. We get the flippers, and that really allows us to explore more of the overworld. I literally played this yesterday. I don't even remember if there was a mini-boss. The nightmare is the angler, and he's sick. I theoretically love this boss fight, but as you can see, I beat him standing still. So that was kind of lame. 6 out of 10.
We interrupt your regularly scheduled programming to bring you a flash news alert. Tonight's top story. The footage for the Catfish Maw and also the other one. Corrupted.
Yeah, it's just gone. I don't have the footage anymore, and I'm not replaying this game, so enjoy the footage from other parts of the game while I talk about level 5 and 6.
We now return to your regularly scheduled Rate That Dungeon.
Then it's Catfish Maw. And man, this shit slaps. Hookshot is always goated no matter what the game. And the boss of this dungeon is the slime eel. He's kind of annoying, but still a fun fight in my opinion. 7 out of 10.
Yeah, so, my phone just didn't record this whole final section of the Rate That Dungeon bit, and I'm pissed off about it. And it's because these two motherfuckers right here kept interrupting me for about 15 minutes. So I think my recording just cut off, and I didn't notice until right now, 3 goddamn months later.
Howdy, partner. Howdy, partner.
Howdy, partner.
Howdy, partner. Howdy, partner. Howdy, partner.
Howdy,
How's it
partner.
going, partner?
Howdy, partner. We'll be back after this message from our sponsor.
Howdy, partner.
Howdy, partner.
Howdy, partner.
This guy
Yes.
is going to die in the most horrific way possible.
So if I look a little different, that's why I have to re-record this entire bit. Thank you for watching. Sup peeps, and welcome back to the rest of this episode of Rate That Dungeon. We are filming in an undisclosed location because they're after me. Anyways, where were we? Right. Level 6, the Face Shrine. 8 out of 10 dungeon. Only because I love the boss fight. It is literally a face on the floor that you put bombs on, and it explodes. Alright, it's just an okay dungeon otherwise, but oh man, is it cool. 8 out of 10, boss is great. My teleprompter's broken, so I'm just gonna read right off the page. Okay, almost done the dungeons now. Eagle Tower. This dungeon probably has the most unique gimmick, and that is that the dungeon is focused on lowering the tower by throwing a big ball at these pillars. It's really unique. It's a really unique idea, except I got the ball stuck on top of a chest and tried everything to get it down, including dying, leaving the dungeon, restarting the game. Nothing worked. I was dreading having to replay the entire game again from scratch, so I did some Googling and found out about an interesting glitch. Basically, if you move screens while opening the map, some fucked up shit happens and your game freaks out. So I did that a few times and got the ball back. Here is also a clip of me doing it on an actual Game Boy. After lowering the tower, we get to fight the big bird guy. This is a pretty tough fight, but really fun. Once you get the hang of it, 9 out of 10. And the last dungeon on our talk show today is Turtle Rock. Getting here involves fighting a giant turtle, so that's sick. The rest of the dungeon, however, is alright. We battled a bunch of mini-bosses again, which is really, really cool. And there's some really cool puzzles and mechanics, honestly, mostly due to the dungeon's item, the magic rod. We use it to melt ice, and these moving platform things. The nightmare is Hothead. By this point, I had the level 2 sword, and just kind of beamed him to death in about 8 seconds. So, overall, Turtle Rock, 7 out of 10, pretty weak showing. Hothead is very, very forgettable. And that is all the dungeons from Link's Awakening. Overall, a pretty mediocre showing in my opinion. I think that overall Link to the Past had better dungeons, but also way worse ones, while the ones here were just, kind of inoffensive. It is possible that my opinions on these dungeons will change over time, because I have to play this game 3 times, after all. So, I'm looking forward to seeing you all again for another episode of Rate That Dungeon, Link's Awakening Edition. But before we sign off, we have one more thing to do. It's time for the quiz segment!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to North America's favorite game show, talk show.
Rate That Dungeon! Quiz! Question number 1. In the video game Link's Awakening, what dungeon is first? The Tail Cave, Face Shrine, Bottle Grotto, or Eagle Tower?
What did he say? Bog Eagle?
Eagle Tower?
Wrong!
I choose Bog Eagle.
Wrong!
That was.
Question number 2. 0 points on the board so far. Question number 2.
Where's the board?
The name of the NPC who loves rubbing her special medicine on you. The name of the NPC. That's the name of the NPC who loves rubbing her special.
I want the special.
I love how we're doing good, and then
He's laughing at his own joke.
I know. The name of the NPC who loves rubbing her special medicine on you is Insane Jane, Crazy Tracy, Rubbing Off Ronald, or Tantalizing Tina.
It's obviously rubbing off.
No, it's Tantalizing Tina.
No, it's rubbing off Ronald.
Tantalizing Tina.
It's rubbing off Ronald. I don't want to hear it.
You're both wrong. It's Crazy Tracy.
Who the fuck is Tracy?
Who the fuck is Spike?
I'm sorry. I loved writing rubbing off Ronald. It's my favorite. All right. Last question. If life is all the dream of some higher power, then what is the meaning of life?
42.
My little guy.
All right, Eric, we have a congratulations winner.
No, bullshit, it was not 42.
It was 42. It was 42.
You gain your freedom and the grand prize of one Magic the Land card.
Which one?
Congratulations, winner! You gain your freedom and a grand prize of one Magic the Gathering land card. And for you, the loser, you will be taken on an all-expense-paid vacation to the most beautiful place on Earth, the Testicle Exploding Room.
Oh.
Thanks for participating. And thank you for watching.
That's the testicle exploding, by the way.
I really like making those segments, so I hope you enjoyed. Now back to me talking about the rest of the game. A lot of this game feels like a standard 2D Zelda adventure when you play it. But what I think really sets it apart from the rest of this franchise is the story and Marin. The other characters too, to be honest. Crazy Tracy calls you big boy and rubs her special medicine on you, which I imagine is someone's sexual fantasy. God, there are so many small things I love about the world of this game. Each character gives you a reason to talk to them at least once. Even the kids are like, hey, if you want to save the game, do this button combo. But I don't know what that means, I'm just a kid. It's hilarious. I could literally do this for like half an hour. There's also a lot of Mario stuff in this game too. For some reason, Koholint is covered by Goombas, Thwomps, Pokies, Bloopers, Cheep Cheeps, and more. There's also straight up a Yoshi plushie and a photo of Princess Peach. This is definitely not the last time Zelda will reference Mario, but it's way more in your face here. But other than the Mario enemies and some of the bosses, there really aren't that many new threats to take care of. Other than the devious, the deadly, the inexplicably evil Anti-Kirby. And that's fine. From here on, most of the series' staple enemies have been introduced. 4 games in, and most of what you'll find going forward, like the Moblins, Darknut, Stalfos, all of these are here and here to stay. Those, and also everyone's favorite Zelda enemy, boulders! Added to the list of games with/without boulders. I should make a whole video about video game boulders. That's a great idea. 1 million subscriber special video game boulders. But yeah, Link's Awakening is a standard 2D Zelda adventure, but as I've alluded to, the story of this game is amazing. After waking up and getting the sword, we are given the task of waking the dreamer, the Windfish, by collecting 8 magical instruments. Each of the nightmares we defeat bring us closer to that goal. But during each fight, they reference that we don't fully understand what we're doing. Eventually, we reach a hidden area where we collect one of the dungeon keys and read a mural. The mural says, "To the Finder, the Isle of Koholint is but an illusion. Human, monster, sea, sky. A scene on the lid of a sleeper's eye. Awake the dreamer, and Koholint Island will vanish, much like a bubble on a needle. Castaway, you should know the truth." And we come to understand what's at stake. Koholint Island, its animals, its people, are all part of the Windfish's dream. And once we collect all of the instruments and wake the Windfish, all of it will disappear. Terran, Crazy Tracy, the kids, the whole island will cease to exist. Experiencing this twist for the first time in-game makes you feel something. Especially because of how strong a character Marin is. Marin is the first face we see other than Link, and throughout the game we can find her singing the Ballad of the Windfish. She actually teaches it to us once we get the ocarina. But anyways, talking with her reveals how different she is to all of the other characters on the island. All of them don't believe that there's anything on the other side of the ocean, but Marin knows that there must be more to the world than Koholint Island. Marin confesses a lot of things to us during the game, but her standout moment is obviously the part on the beach, where her and Link sit down and have a chat with just this incredible music playing.
I wonder where these coconut trees come from. Taran says there is nothing beyond the sea. But I believe there must be something over there. When I discovered you, Link, my heart skipped a beat. I thought, this person has come to give us a message. If I was a seagull, I would fly as far as I could. I would fly to faraway places and sing for many people. If I wished the Windfish, I wonder if my dream will come true. Hey, are you listening? Link, are you listening to me? I want to know everything about you. Huh? The walrus wants me to go with him? It doesn't matter. I will go with you to him.
Marin is a tragic character. She has all of these deep thoughts, feelings, and dreams. But in the end, she isn't real, merely the product of a dream of a higher power. The people on Koholint and Marin herself don't really have histories. The nightmares eventually invaded the dream and started turning it dark, but the people of Koholint were never born. Just like in a dream, they always kind of were. They never really had a beginning, but they will have an end. Marin joins us for a short time on our journey across the island, and during this part we get some of the game's best moments.
No, poor hen, stop that! Do it, more! Huh? No, it's nothing. I didn't mean it. You were a bad boy, Link. Link, do you always look in other people's drawers? Great, dig it to the center of the earth. Not very good. Huh? What? Did I say something? No, you're hearing things. Wow, Link, can I try this? Huh? You want me to go in there? No, I think I'll wait out here. Take care of yourself, Link. Eek! You're hurt. Ugh, don't be so reckless. Oh, I'm sorry. Are you okay?
These only further develop Marin and make her character far more interesting and even more tragic. I like Marin, and it's pretty clear that she likes Link. Several times she'll say something like,
Somebody help! Hey, Link, some monsters put me up here. What should I do? I'm afraid of heights. Yo! That was a surprise. Link, thank you. Say, Link, I don't know how to say this, but...
Marin!
Huh? Train? Never mind. I gotta go. Thank you for everything, Link. You are the kindest boy I know. One day, I made a wish to the windfish. What was the wish? It was... No, it's a secret. Link, someday you will leave this island. I just know it in my heart. Don't ever forget me. If you do, I'll never forgive you.
implying that she maybe has feelings for Link, but is unable to confess them. Marin set the standard for NPCs in Zelda games, especially love interests. The complex characters we get in later games like Tetra or Ilia all take after Marin in one way or another, and I planned on talking about them in depth once we get to those games. But Marin is special. She is the first character in any of these Zelda games that I've covered so far on my channel to make me feel something. She is an important character to this franchise, and one I don't see getting nearly enough love. Marin was truly too good for this world. Before we wake the Windfish, if we talk to the people of Koholint Island one more time, they all have this strange sense that everything is coming to an end, and yet they still go about their days like everything is normal. We have one last chance to talk to Marin, and she almost confesses her feelings, but misses this last chance. So we approach the egg, and play the Ballad of the Windfish, and we dive into the final stretch of this game. Now, this part is a maze, and I would not have gotten through it without Zelda Dungeon's guide. I talk about them in every video. You should check out Zelda Dungeon. They have lots of really, really cool Zelda content. If you like this franchise, it's like my favorite website to go to read discussions, to look at guides, everything. They got everything there. Everything you possibly want. But the wiki pages they have there is where I get a lot of my images from, and it's great. Go check out Zelda Dungeon. Would not have been able to beat this game without it. The book that tells you how to get through the maze just doesn't exist in the non-DX version of the game. It's only in the DX and Switch versions, and so I'm going to dock the game literally 1 point for that. That was, yeah. But we approach the end. Before we can wake the Windfish, we must face the final nightmare. And this is by far the coolest boss fight yet. This creature takes on many forms, two of which are Ganon and Aghanim from A Link to the Past, which is really cool. We get to his last form, which I was gonna say sucks and is impossible to beat, but I forgot I can jump over things with the Rock's Feather. So, great fight. Best final boss fight so far in any of the games, in my opinion. But once we take him down, some stairs appear, and we climb to the top. We climb to the top and are met by the Windfish. He monologues for a moment about our journey.
I am the Windfish. Long has been my slumber. In my dreams, an egg appeared and was surrounded by an idol, with people, animals, an entire world. But verily, it be the nature of dreams that egg. When I dost awaken, Kaholant will be gone. Only the memory of this dreamland will exist in the waking world. Someday thou may recall this island. That memory must be the real dream world. Come, Link. Let us awaken. Together.
One last time, we play the Ballad of the Windfish, and we wake the dreamer. And slowly, Gaholant Island, Marin, Terran, Crazy Tracy, Ulura, the people of Animal Village, all vanish. Link wakes up, floating on a piece of wood from his now wrecked ship. He too was in the dream. He looks up to the sky and smiles as the Windfish flies overhead. And if you beat the game without dying, in both the DX and Switch versions, we see Marin in the sky with wings. So when Marin fades out, we see a seagull, implying that the Windfish may have actually granted Marin's wish to fly all over the world and sing for people to hear. And that ends Link's awakening. As I said before, Marin is the origin of what I would call the emotional hook character in most Zelda games to come. Characters like Skyward Sword and Wild Era Zelda, Groose, Errol, Ilya, Midna, Tetra, Fi, etc. All of them play their parts in the emotional center of each game. They're the characters that we connect to and drive both us and Link into the jaws of danger to save Hyrule. And the first character in this retrospective to make me feel anything like that is Marin. This story is incredible. One of the best in the entire franchise, even today, and that's largely in thanks to a man named Yoshiaki Koizumi, one of the best storytellers at Nintendo. He wrote the plot for Link's Awakening and Mario Galaxy. The guy who made Rosalina a cool and interesting character also wrote this, and it's awesome. I mean, Rosalina is my favorite Mario character, mostly because of the storybook. I bet you didn't know that. Normally, I'm not a fan of the it's all a dream endings in media, but here, I think it's incredibly well done, because the story, whether or not it actually happened, is up to you. But the impact it had on Link was clear to see. When he sees Marin in the sky, That smile is real. This was a journey that affected him personally, and these people that now only exist in the memories of the Windfish and Link still exist within them. The feelings we have for these characters are as real as they were. Even if they didn't exist in the traditional sense, they still lived. They had fun, they played, felt things, they had thoughts and feelings. And isn't that important? Is that not real? Again, normally I'd hate this kind of ending, but Link's Awakening's story is so strong, I cannot help but love it. I want to end this section with a passage written in the Hyrule Encyclopedia. Though the world was an illusion, Link's memories remain. It could be said that the memories themselves are the world of Koholint Island. God, this game is great. I'm getting a little emotional reading this fucking script. But before we move on to my final thoughts, I'd like to show off some of the ads for this game, because I really like doing that, and they're a part of Zelda history. First, the Japanese one. I like this one a lot. We get our first look at Blue Link, and it feels a lot like the dance battle commercial from A Link to the Past, but with puppets, and it's really sick. I love this one. I also found this one from the UK. I say that like I didn't just find a video that had already compiled all of them and then used it in this video with the source on screen. Yeah. I did do research though to find the commercials to make sure this was all of them, and from my research it was.
Hi, Rick Mail here. I don't know if you're like me, immensely rich, talented, handsome. Isn't it a bore? Well, I found the answer. Zelda Link's Awakening from Nintendo. You play a medieval elf named Link.
You travel through many worlds, meeting endless characters on your eternal adventures.
So hey, next time you're Rick Mail, why not try Zelda Link's Awakening? I think you'll like it.
Zelda, involved and inexhaustible Nintendo.
I have no clue who this guy is, but it seems like he really likes Zelda, so we cool. Okay, so actually I looked it up, and he was a very famous comedian and actor who sadly passed away from a heart attack in 2014. Rest in peace. The last commercial is the North American one.
Down with Zelda from the very start. I got the heart, it's Mars to play the part. Down with Zelda. Creeping through with an overhead view, cause a man's gotta do what a man's gotta do. So I stay on track, collect the facts, never cut the slack, and I always watch my back for jacks. Down with Zelda, yeah. Don't understand, I'm the man with the plan, cause the power's in my head and the power's in my hand. Down with Zelda.
The rap is really goofy. I don't know what it is about the commercials for these games back in the day, but Link's Awakening to me is a charming, fun, and sort of emotional game, and not like an epic quest to save the world or anything like that, which makes this rap feel really out of place for this game. At least in the other ones, it made more sense, but whatever. It's really funny. I love these commercials so much.
I lied. There's actually one more commercial. The French one! Ooh!
Un nouveau jeu Zelda vient d'arriver, mais seulement pour Gameboy. Link's Awakening. Link's Awakening. Ça fait des semaines que je joue sans arrêt. Combien de fois j'ai frôlé la mort. J'ai vu des monstres qui lancent des épées, des trous sans fond, des sorciers dans des châteaux ensorcelés. Attention, une chauve-souris! Je sais pas si je vais m'en sortir vivant, mais en tout cas, c'est dur pour les pouces.
Seulement pour Game Boy, Link's Awakening de Nintendo.
Le jeu, c'est sérieux.
Why was the French one so scary? That guy was speaking French, and it was like really eerie. That was weird. That was really weird. I like the commercials though. There's no segment transition anymore between this part and the next part. So when I start talking about something completely different, just accept it, okay?
I don't know where else to include this. but Marin calls her dad Taran instead of dad for some reason, and I don't know where else to put this in the video. Conclusion. While I think Link's Awakening is a flawed game, it's still really good. But playing it nowadays, knowing that there are 2 other versions of this game that are better in every way, makes it hard to go back to. If you want to play Link's Awakening, play the DX or Switch versions, but at the end of the day, the original version of this game is still really good. Now, I decided to place these games on a tier list that will be updated every time I make a Zelda video. So where do I want to put the Game Boy version of Link's Awakening? Do I like this game more than Link to the Past? Personally, no. But there's really nothing other than my personal preference preventing me from putting this at the top and saying this is the best Zelda game so far. So I am going to place it at the top of A tier, above A Link to the Past. I may like that game more, but I think Link's Awakening is better.
Thank you all so much for watching. Please let me know what you thought of the video in the comments below. Hit that like button. You should subscribe too. It really helps with the channel. I'm trying to grow and make more videos because I like making videos. I can't wait for more Zelda content. I think in release order, the next game would be BS The Legend of Zelda or BS The Legend of Zelda Ancient Stone Tablets. I can't quite...
Lamp oil.
What the fuck was that?
Lamp oil.
What's up? N-Card Barty here. Thanks for watching the video. Please go check out Friskin, link in the description and probably on screen somewhere. I want to thank them so much for voicing Marin for me in that the dub segment. It was awesome. Thanks for watching. Go check them out. It was great. Peace.